It's fucking fine. Is it crooked? I don't know. There. No, it's perfect, Jim. It's so good. It's funny. It looks different on this little tiny screen.
Yeah, it totally does. And it's weird too because it's not as many frames. Like you don't see as many frames.
Yeah.
It lags. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, like you're kind of cut off there.
Yeah. Huh.
Right there. That looks good. We'll see.
Welcome to our third episode of Full Tilt Boogie.
Third.
I am Jim Brogan.
So you know anybody
Third.
who does that?
That's called
Third.
the Shaka.
That's right. Thrice. I'm Scott White.
Yes. And our
This is
third
Full Tilt Boogie.
episode, at some point in time, we are going to talk about good and bad third movies for our third episode.
I like 3. Do you know 3 is my favorite number?
Is it?
It is.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe because there's 3 of something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, there's always
I like triangles too. That's my favorite shape.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, stories are often told in 3s too. You know what I mean? You have your beginning, and then you have your middle, and then you have your end. We used to call it, when I worked in news, they were called gold coins. So you'd have 3 elements
Okay.
of storytelling that you'd have in there.
Huh.
Yep.
Gold coins.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they still use that term, but they did when they were trying to teach us the fundamentals of editing.
They're like, all these kids just play Zelda, and they know. And
Lots of
Donkey Kong and shit.
Or Sonic.
Sonic, that's it.
Lots
Sonic.
of gold coins and Sonic.
Sonic.
So what's up, Scott? What's new?
Did we talk about Voivod last time?
You did.
It did. Okay, so it was after that.
And
that we did
Lorna
the podcast.
Dunce?
Yeah,
Dunce?
Lorna Shore, yeah. That was fucking, woo, that was garbage. Dude, yesterday I went and saw Fast X.
And?
I fucking loved it. It
Okay.
was so dumb.
Okay.
So
Naturally.
ridiculous, like they all are. But it was great.
I love
It was
that franchise.
So fucking silly. Like, it's cool how it's gone from like car, like just
Like
car
illegal streetcar racing.
streetcar racing to superhero movies,
Yeah.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in what was the one with the Rock in it? He's holding the fucking chain with a helicopter.
Yes.
holding onto the truck. Come on. It's amazing.
Just take it for what it is. I heard Jason Mamoa chews up the whole movie, though. It's all his movie.
Hilarious.
Is he?
He's great. He plays a fucking amazing like sociopath. Like, yeah,
I like that dude.
I do too. I don't know why people give him shit.
Well, because he's, first of all, I don't think he's a bad actor, but I don't think he's a great actor either.
right.
Like,
People are like, oh, he just relies on his looks or whatever. And it's like,
no.
I think I've heard people, what the fuck? Who did that?
It was Starship Command.
Yeah, Starship Command.
We're ignoring the mission right now. This is the mission.
We're off duty.
Yeah.
But no,
It's allegedly water. Cheers.
allegedly water. Yeah.
But
He's
yeah,
great.
I
He's
mean,
great. He was awesome in the movie. Like, he definitely plays a very entertaining and funny sociopath.
well, I heard he's also the best villain that franchise has ever had too.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll
That's
stick
great.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Listen,
recommend it. Go see it.
It's hard to make Aquaman cool, and I thought he actually did that.
Yep. And you know, Charlize Theron was back. So she's easy.
Is
to look
she? Because I haven't seen it yet. So is she essentially part of the family now? Is she a good guy now? Spoiler alert, just in case. Because I haven't seen it, but I don't care. I'm still going to see it anyway.
at. I guess if someone helps them in some way, then they're part of the family.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Okay. Because there's no earthly reason why Jason Statham's character should have ever been part of
Right.
the family, and
Well-
yet he is.
Like she says in this movie, it doesn't matter if anything's spoiled. It's a fucking action movie.
Get that?
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil something.
Yeah. We're going to spoil a lot of shit.
She just says, "My enemy's enemy is my friend,"
Wow.
or whatever. Kind of
Okay.
thing. You know, so there's someone worse than me out there. Let's go get him.
Okay. Okay. Is he worse?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man, you make me want to see it now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's way worse. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I did hear though, and I actually think it was a pretty reliable news source, that because that movie's got
Nothing's real. It's all fake.
that's right, because Jason Momoa's character is basically the reason you want to go see that movie, that it actually pissed Vin Diesel off. Like, he's disappointed. And you know he has it in his contract. Like when he fought The Rock, they always had to come to a standstill. Like,
Right.
one
He
could
couldn't
never
be
be beat.
beat.
He couldn't be beat.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, I think it's more interesting if your character got his ass kicked and then came back and, you know, had a redemption arc. And he wants no redemption arc. He just wants to be this unstoppable Superman. And I think you're kind of a dick if you brought a guy in there that everybody loves, a new character, and he's like, oh, I don't know how good I feel about him stealing the show from me.
Isn't Vin Diesel the producer though?
He's everything of that show.
Yeah, it's his movie.
He literally has like
It's his movie.
so much control.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. But don't be a baby about it.
Right. It's funny, like, you know, it's turned into the everything's family.
Yes.
There's so much family.
So
in the
because that's become like a meme online, they've totally like leaned into it even more.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hilarious.
Okay.
It just gets better and better.
Well, we're supposed to get 2 more of those. I guess The Rock is coming back to it. So
We'll have to. Yeah.
Sorry, my chain was making all kinds of noise there. So
That was really bugging me.
was it?
You couldn't even.
I didn't know. You can be neurotic like me.
What the fuck are you talking about, Jim?
It was making me nuts. Hey, I pop my gum. It makes everybody nuts. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah. You heard it. Yeah. You know what he said. Fuck him. That's right.
If you don't like it, tough shit.
Yeah. You don't like it? Suck it.
Tough titties. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I wanted to go drive my car real fast.
I'm sure you
after
did.
that, you know. Yeah.
Or play some Grand Theft Auto.
No, I'm over that.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to erase it from my hard drive so I could download Cyberpunk.
Oh.
The 20 gig update that made it work.
Okay, so I know I'm behind the times, and I don't know if I don't think I told this story, but I have a PS4.
I do too.
Well, I have no video games.
Oh.
So I decided, I went into Best Buy and I was like, I know you can download them, but I was like, maybe they got something for cheap or whatever. They had Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, and 5. Is 4 Vice City?
I think so.
Okay, let's just say for...
Sure.
So that's the one I put on. It's
Yeah.
set in the 80s. And
That's the
it's
one.
Miami
That's
Vice.
the only one I ever played.
Okay.
Until I got the new one, and it was fucking chaos. It's pandemonium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, me playing it is one thing. Because, like, I'm okay, but I'm not great. I'm not a video game expert. Like I said, I had no video games. Every penny that I paid for that, like I said, it's 3 games in one. So it's all on one disc.
That's great.
And it was only $30. Every cent was worth handing the controller over to my wife and let her drive a car in Grand Theft Auto. It was like a blind, meth-addled toddler was driving the car.
Just running over
I have not
all
laughed.
the people.
Oh my, not on purpose either. She's like, oh my God, I can't control. I can't. She's ramming into shit. I go, you got to get out of the car. It's going to explode. Bam, wasted. And put a couple of drinks in her, too, on top of that, too.
Oh my God.
So now it's a drunk driving, meth-addled toddler who's vision impaired.
That's awesome.
It was great. It was great.
That's
in fact,
very interesting.
since her mother's here right now, I want to put her mom behind the wheel of a car in Grand Theft Auto.
In Cyberpunk, there's all different kinds of cars you can get, and most of them handle like complete dog shit.
Okay.
And there's a couple that actually handle well. And I finally I've done so many missions I can just buy whatever I want.
Right.
It's like
This is the game that has Keanu Reeves as like a cameo in it,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's like the main character, sort of.
Explain the premise of the game, because I don't know it.
It's Cyberpunk is it's like a dystopian sort of future, you know, like everybody has like cybernetic upgrades and shit,
Right.
you know, and you know, it's this night city, so there's different districts in the city, and
Night City's the name of the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you build your character in different ways. Like this time, my run through, I'm a ninja. I'm going full ninja, like stealth, blades, and I have these like laser whips that you pull out of your hand, and just chop motherfuckers' heads
cool.
off. It's great. But you know, you build up your skills and your attributes and stuff to level up, and but you can go as like a brawler or a gunner or just a total like net person. Like you can like do all cyber hacks and stuff.
Right.
So like with my character, I do a lot of cyber hacks and stuff. So it's like it's all stealth. It's not like the enemies are too hard to just run up and like fight them.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I've
So you're gonna
leveled
sneak
so
up on
much,
them,
so it's like I'm doing full ninja shit and doing cyber hacks from the rooftop, you know, and shit
Cool.
like that. Yeah, it's cool. You know, all of a sudden they're just like, you know, you see sparks flying out of the neck and shit, and they're just like they fall down, and it's pretty entertaining.
That's awesome. So should you recommend that I should you have it for PS4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I might do that. It sounds fun.
It's great. I'll show you. It's like you can, you know, there's missions you do, and then there's some different endings you can have, but you can start out 3 different ways. You can start out as a corpo,
Which is
like
somebody
corporate, like a corporate type, or a street kid, or like someone from the Badlands. So it's more like Mad Max, kind of like the fringes of the city.
Right.
And they all have kind of different, you know, storylines. You know,
can you
different
play
attributes.
Keanu Reeves' character, or is he just a guy that you run into?
Well, in the story, he gets kind of like he's dead, but his I guess how you'd say it, like his psyche or his personality or whatever is imprinted on a chip, and somehow you get it in your head, and then he's in your head.
Oh, okay.
And he's trying to take over your body.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like the movie Upgrade.
It's really interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you have a ninja now. So like if I was gonna build a character,
like I started out street kid.
That's where I'm
doing a full ninja build, you know. But you can actually go on YouTube, and there's videos that are like, here's like the best builds. Like you could do like a brawler, and you got to go around the city, and there's like boxing matches. You got to fucking fight robots or fight big guys and shit, and you got to fucking fight, you know. And then there's like heavy gunners and stuff, and it's all just shooting. You know, I mean, you could do it however you want. Like you can make a character that's a little bit of everything. I suppose if you play long enough, you can have all of everything. But so it's like an ultimate build.
When you start, you said you started as a street kid.
Yeah.
So are you just completely you have no cybernetic parts yet? Are you just completely human? And
you start out and you have some, but like when you build your character, like you can have like lines in your face where you've had like cyber stuff done, you know, and you got some cyber things like you can like jack into stuff like computers and things. So you already have some attributes like that, you know, but then you can upgrade. Like my character has I got a thing called gorilla arms, where you're like your arms are really fucking strong, and you can like open doors, you can force things open. And
but does your character like, do you go, okay, chop my arm off and put on the cybernetic arm, or do you get it chopped off in a battle, or do you or do they just build it like over?
You just have to go to like, it's called a Ripper Doc, and a Ripper Doc does all the cybernetic implants and shit on you. And they have like a store, like an inventory, and you're like, oh, I have enough, I want to get this, you know? And it's like, then you have it.
Okay.
It's not like you lose.
Oh, so they don't go into this whole thing.
No, you don't like lose an arm in a battle or anything. You know.
I mean,
it would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
it would be pretty cool, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whatever. Still sounds fun.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it is a lot of fun, and I was playing. I've gotten all the way through it, and then I started again, and I upped the difficulty of it because my player's like super leveled up, and I just want to keep playing with this player. Like I don't want to start over again.
Right.
So I just keep upping the difficulty and going and fucking with people.
How much playtime have you? How much? If you don't get anything, you said you got a bunch of the upgrades and shit.
Yeah.
Too, right? Or the bonus missions and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like, if you just got the game in and of itself, like, what's the amount of playtime?
Oh, I don't know. You can just keep playing it.
Because how long have you been playing the game?
Well, I mean, you play it as one character, and then you can start off as another character.
And does it feel like a whole different world as a different character?
I mean, it's the same setting,
right?
You know, but if you start out, you know, the storyline's a little different, but it's kind of the same, right? You know, but there's certain things that are different in it. Okay. So it's just variations.
It sounds cool. It sounds fun.
It's variations of the same thing, and the cool thing is that you can do it. You can start off in a different way, and you can end in a different way. So it's kind of like you're playing a different game,
right?
You know, it's not like you know what the outcome's going to be,
right?
You know, so yeah, it's fun.
Cool.
I'll have to show you the cool cars I got.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Can I talk about music for just like a hot second here,
Fuck
or
yeah.
let's just talk about like? This is more of a complaint than anything else.
I had a big music day, by the way.
All right,
so
all right.
Go ahead.
Well, mine'll be faster. I just sort of want your input. So I'm assuming Aerosmith is going on their final tour. Have you seen the ticket prices for that?
I've heard they're astronomical.
$5,000.
$5,000?
Yeah. I mean, those are good seats, but $5,000.
You better get a fucking hand job too.
You better give me a harem. That's ridiculous, man. I mean, I love Aerosmith, and I like the Black Crowes a lot too. It's a great tour, but fuck
you. How do you justify that?
I don't know.
That's just pure greed.
Who can go to here's the thing I think about with bands that like people like you and me. We like Kiss, we like Motley Crue, we like Aerosmith, we like all these bands, and they are not selling tickets to their core fan base. They are selling it to corporate people who get the tickets for free and send it off to their clients.
Yeah.
So they can do cocaine 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And
it's for the elite now. It
is. So like I don't know. I was legit pissed off when I saw the ticket price.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Because I would like to see them on their final tour. I mean, Steven Tyler's one of the few people who, at his age, who can still sing really, really, really well.
I saw them once, and I was good with that. It was a great show, and it was in the fucking 80s. It was amazing.
Which tour do you remember? Was it the Pump Tour?
Because
I saw that one. Which might have been 1990. Is that where they played on the roof of a hotel?
No.
That was the Pump Tour.
No. I don't remember.
But you were good with just the one time?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
I mean, I
liked when Steven Tyler came out and just had a piano sitting on his lap, like a keyboard.
Yeah.
And he just did his own. I was like, wow, that's badass. I never saw anybody do that before.
Now they just, for $5,000 a ticket, they're bringing out a grand piano.
Yeah, sure.
With an orchestra.
They fucking better.
No, you're right. You better get blown if you're going to pay that much money.
By Liv Tyler. I'd be fine with that.
You could have worse days.
Yeah.
Even Mia Tyler.
Yeah, $5,000. Fuck them.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
I know.
Yeah,
and I heard the shitty seats are still in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars too. I want to see them from the nosebleeds,
and they're already rich. Fuck them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like how much fucking money do you need? Like, make the motherfucker. Do you have to get that?
No.
Was that Starfleet Command again?
Yes. You're like, you didn't check in.
They really have something to tell us. We're under attack, people. We are under attack. Anyway, music. You said you had more music. That was my bitching about music today.
Funny thing, now Motley Crue's like basically everybody knows they're just playing along with tracks, but still they let Vince sound like dog shit. Why? Do they hate him that much?
Vince just makes me sad. I mean, I saw Motley either in '89. Well, no, I saw them in '87, and I saw them definitely in either '89 or '90 during the Dr. Feelgood tour.
Yeah.
And because Vince has been so bad, and because we live in the era of YouTube, it's kind of hard to escape that he looks like the abominable snowman from the.
Yeah.
Rudolph
I've seen
the comparisons.
Yeah.
And his tweet where it said, "Stop sending me this shit." I don't know if it's true or not, but it still makes me laugh. Yeah. And like he just sings, if you could call it singing. I don't even know what it is.
The thing is, like you go back and watch them in like 1985, at like there's the stadium show on YouTube. He sounds terrible there too. Okay?
At least he's enunciating.
Not as bad as now.
No,
not as bad. He was never a great vocalist, but it fit back then and it was fine. But now it's like it's comical.
Yes,
how bad it is. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I saw him. I went and saw him a couple of years ago. I was just like, ooh, this is real bad. Yeah, but I saw them with Guns N' Roses opening.
I saw that too,
and that was I saw him on Theater of Pain tour also. Theater of Pain, and I saw him on Girls.
I saw Girls. I saw Dr. Feelgood. I saw Generation Swine, which was a pretty good tour.
Yeah.
Except for one part. I had great seats for that. Oh, I also saw them on the New Tattoo tour where they had Samantha Mahoney from Hole. They had it playing drums.
Oh yeah.
But when I saw the Generation Swine tour, I thought that was a really good tour, and the whole band was back together, and that was cool. And then they did this thing where they did one of the songs from Generation Swine, which is not one of their better songs, and they had this whole video montage during the song where they showed people getting tortured, like real life things.
Right.
Like they showed a guy get his dick chopped off. They showed a guy get drawn and quartered. They showed that politician that shot himself at a press conference. Hey man, nice shot. That kind of thing. And I never heard an audience collectively go, ugh. Like, here's Motley Crue. They got back together. They're on tour. Everyone's excited.
They're showing you horrible shit.
And then they show you that, and it just sucks the energy out of the entire room. And then Tommy Lee, the concert ends. Tommy Lee comes around from drums and goes, "Titties! Let me see some titties!" And everybody's like, oh, sick to my stomach. I've never seen any, especially Motley Crue, where it is like sex, drugs, and rock and roll and all that kind of shit. Party. Let's show this 6-minute montage of death. I mean, real death too.
Wow.
And I can't unsee that shit, man. Like it's gross. Two, it's awful. Seeing somebody get drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
And the guy's still alive, like while his limbs are like you see him yelling as the car pulls away.
Oh my God.
Like too. It's fucking disgusting.
Wow.
Titties! Titties! We're Motley Crue!
So, here's the thing that happened. This was last week, I think. There's, Pantera's playing.
Yeah. Are you going to talk about your post?
Yes.
Yes, I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
So we all know Pantera's playing shows, and it's 2 original members and 2 fucking amazing musicians filling in for, the guys that aren't there anymore.
Zach Wilde from Ozzy Osbourne's band and Charlie Benante from Anthrax.
Right. So there's a lot of people that are like, fuck that shit. That's not Pantera. That's only 2 of the guys, and it's not that's not Pantera, and and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of dumb because, and I went on Facebook and I said, I go, it's kind of funny how everybody's mad about a band playing with 2 of the members not there. And all I have to say is, I don't know, Slayer, Testament, pretty much any fucking metal band. Kiss. You ever hear of them?
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. Like, it's easier to name the few bands that are still original members, like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Like
Winger. Believe it or not, Winger has the original lineup. It's never changed. I just read an article about it. Isn't that crazy?
It's fucking crazy. Wow. But it's like, it's funny because it's like, these people are like, me, 2 guys. It's still like 2 guys. And I'm like, there's a lot of bands where it's only 1 fucking guy. There's only 1 original member left in a band.
A lot.
And there's bands where it's like, the band is split and there's 2 guys doing the same band. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is Dillweed's fucking version of this band, and this is Dipshit's version of this band.
All 8 versions of LA Guns.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, come on. So it's like, just stop. We all miss Dime, we all miss Vinny. It's like, just fucking let it go. I mean, I'm gonna go watch Pantera. I'm gonna fucking love it. I would
go to that.
I don't care if Phil's a douchebag. Whatever. Who cares? I don't have to live with the guy.
It's true.
I want to go hear fucking Pantera live again.
I want to go hear Mouth for War.
Yeah. I just want to go fucking feel it.
I can't imagine that Zach Wilde I'm sure he put a lot of thought before he's like they could offer him the box full of money right in front of him and be like, man, like
those are huge shoes to fill.
Yeah, exactly. And
I want to see him do it.
Yeah,
I want to see him do it. It's like that's not easy.
No, it's not. I mean, both are big shoes to fill, but I mean, they hired 2 really good,
2 of the best guys in the biz.
Yeah,
and it's like. And, like, they know that they're going to be scrutinized to death. You know what I mean? And they're just like, they stepped up to the plate. That's impressive. That's fucking really impressive.
It's funny because I feel like all the things that I've read, like, internet-wise, has been fairly more on the positive for Pantera. I don't know how they, escape because... I'm a Kiss fan, and you got 2 guys that are wearing the original guy's makeup, and that shit never stops.
It really
goes on and on and on and on and on.
I think that's even more fucked up.
What, that they're wearing their makeup?
Yeah, they should have their own designs,
They're great musicians. Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer are both good.
Gene, owns the imagery and everything.
They should have never sold it, and when they did the reunion, part of the contract was that Ace and Peter had to sell it to Kiss Incorporated, essentially. Never should have done that.
No.
How much more merchandising could you get out of the band if you? I mean, those fucking guys have been in Kiss since at least. Oh, I mean, Eric Singer's been in.
How many more collectibles you could
Yeah.
have sold if
Yes.
you had
Yes.
if you had 6 faces or 7
Yes.
faces or
Yes.
you know, like
That's what I mean. There's more money to have been made, but they're like, well, these are the original faces, and this is how. And I mean, here's where I'll give the band credit. They're like, they just see the faces. They don't even, know who's who. And I was like, well, until you see an article in 2023 about Kiss, and they mention not Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer, but they mention Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. So there's a legacy you're never going to get out from underneath.
yeah.
So
But
whatever.
Like so for those purists that want to be pissy about Pantera fucking only having 2 members, it's like, tell us in the comments below
Yeah.
bands that you know of right off the bat that have all original members.
And if you don't like it, don't go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go enjoy it.
Yeah,
Without you.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you. Suck it. I mean, I saw and I mentioned it on your thing, and so did our friend Alan, about the new singer for Skid Row. Mm-hmm. I will tell you this, and I am a Sebastian Bach fan, although he's very hard to like now because he's a giant fucking baby. and I will tell you, I've seen Sebastian Bach on Broadway.
Uh-huh.
And Jekyll and Hyde, and I saw him again. He toured Jesus Christ Superstar, and I met him, and I spoke to him, and he was drunk, and he hugged me. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
This new guy is hungry and eager and fantastic.
Really?
He is above board so much that he makes Skid Row a better band.
Wow.
A better band.
Wow. That's awesome.
Like, this guy could easily go on Broadway where he'd probably make more money.
Yeah.
And make and become this great theater star. In fact, that's probably in his future. But he decided, because he loves rock and roll so much, that I'm going to join a band that I auditioned. Do you know this?
No.
He auditioned and won Swedish Idol.
Really?
He auditioned with 18 in Life.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And he brought rock and roll to that show. And it's so funny, too, because I watched some YouTube clips, and you'd hear, it would be, the guy's name is Eric Brownwell, so you hear Eric talking to like the hosts and then get ready to go on the song. So it's like, Jurgen, Glurgen, Schlurgen, Flurgen, Hergen, Jurgen, Glurgen, Glurgen.
18 in life.
Yes, exactly.
You're like,
Exactly. And it goes
No
into
way.
It goes straight into perfect English
That's great.
and him just crushing it. The guy I bought Skid Row's album. I haven't bought a Skid Row album since Subhuman Race.
You know who impressed me that much is the new singer for Queensryche.
Everyone
Holy
loves
fuck.
that guy. Is it with Todd
incredible.
Latour? Is it or Latour?
Yeah,
Todd
something
Latour?
like that. Yeah.
I've never heard
incredible.
a single complaint about
Unbelievable.
that guy. They say he's fucking
Like,
amazing.
when I first heard they got a guy, and there's a video of him online, and he's singing Queen of the Reich. I'm like, no fucking. Like, that's got to be the hardest song ever. Like, crazy high, like,
Yeah. And both guys we're talking about
fucking
have
nailed it.
huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Huge shoes. to
Yeah,
fill.
yeah. Nailed it, Yeah, but, yeah.
He's right. Go see him. If they're still around, they get good talent behind it. It's worth it. It's worth supporting.
Yeah, yeah.
Interestingly enough, when of course, somebody shot the entire concert of Skid Row when I went to go see them. They shot the entire thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to put on YouTube, see if that concert's there. I'm like, that's how much I enjoyed it. I just wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what the first thing I see is?
What?
Myself and my wife.
No way.
Yeah. Because I was wearing an Ace Frehley hat.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's got Ace's face kind of like all over it.
Uh-huh.
It's like
It's
this
easy to
mishmash.
spot.
Clicking on. I'm like, I was just like this. I was like, oh my God, Kelly, look. And she's like, and she's looking at the stage. I'm like, we're right there. So the whole show is the back of our heads.
That's funny.
Not the whole show, because they got
Yeah.
close-ups and shit.
Yeah.
But the first thing we saw was us.
That's a good deal.
So
Hold. Right.
we could react.
Hold on. Let me fix this. Oops.
Are you gonna get a Scott Ian? Kinda?
No, I can't. My beard grows in an S configuration.
Oh, does it?
It's horrible.
Oh, this is as best as I'm gonna get.
It's-
Like anything
you're
worse, then I
consistent.
just gonna have like, well, I have to, but like anything else, I'll just have like random ones that'll be
Turn
like,
it like full porcupine.
like full homeless person who smells like pee.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, you ready to get down to it?
Let's do it. Let's do this. I'm so ready.
Episode 3.
About 3.
3.
3 about 3. That's what that's gonna
Third movies.
be. Yep. Good and bad?
Good and bad.
Shall we start with... Let's start with one bad. We'll start, and then we'll go to one good. We'll switch back and forth.
Okay.
Well, you do bad, I'll
Let
do
me
bad. Good, good. That's how we'll do it. You want me to start, since I have...
Yeah, you go.
Okay. The top of my third worst. The top. I don't think it could be outdone, is Alien 3.
I agree. It was really bad.
And I think they swung for the fences in the sense I got to have a little bit of respect is that you killed your main protagonist in it. Like, that's kind of really going for it. But how do you make a movie as awesome as Aliens? You have 3.5 people make it through. 3.5. Specific about that. Make it through that movie, and then you kill the other 2.5 people in your next film. Fuck you. You undercut the entire battle of all of the things that they struggled through. And if you listen to the director's commentary that James Cameron does, he's pissed about it too. He goes, I made this movie where they had struggled through it. He goes, and then they killed them all off in the next movie. So fuck off.
All right.
What do you? Yeah,
and,
I already told you. I already got myself pissed off.
And that baby alien thing. What a fucking waste. That was stupid.
Yes.
Like, it's the alien is the thing you're fucking terrified of. Let's completely change it. Let's make it into some big goofy baby thing. It's like, fuck you and your baby Huey alien. Suck a dick. I agree. Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie makes me.
Yep.
Every time it's on, I'm like, I'll leave it on for a couple minutes. I'm like, God Almighty! First of all, there was a Dark Horse comic that came out before Alien 3 did, which is the best sequel to Aliens, and they were supposed to make a reboot a couple of years back that Neil Blomkamp, I think the guy's name, who did District 9, which is awesome.
Love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
They're supposed to do another District movie.
District 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't done as well since.
He did some shorts that are on
I heard that. Oat Studio.
Very cool.
Yeah. I should watch that. That shit's on Netflix too, I think. But yeah, so that movie was supposed to get off the ground up until Ridley Scott said, no, I want to continue making alien movies. And then we got Prometheus, which is okay.
Yeah.
And Covenant, which
no one gives a shit about.
And here's the thing too. Prometheus had potential because I like the idea that AI people sort of are responsible for the xenomorphs. That was an interesting premise. Mm-hmm. Not a good movie.
Right.
And the Alien Predator movies blow.
Yeah. I like the first. I like the idea.
I do too.
Of the first one, the first Alien versus Predator, and the imagery. You know, like the underground
maze kind of
thing. You know, like that was really cool. It's just a shitty movie. It was.
But the Alien, the one that came after that, is the worst shot movie I ever saw.
Which one was that?
The one that's meant for only the blind people to watch. The blind people.
The blind people.
I'm going to hell.
The blinds. I just coined a phrase.
No, you didn't. That just came from many other things. Oh, God. Yeah, that movie's the most darkly shot movie I've ever seen, and shittily edited movie. Shittily, also.
Very shittily edited. Okay, I'm gonna go with probably my worst third is the
Who's in it? I can help you with that.
I have such bad brain farts. The last Batman trilogy.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
Yes.
It's fucking horrible. Worst movie.
Yes.
It's so full of like just plot holes, like shit that makes no sense whatsoever.
It's awful.
It's just terrible in every sense of everything. Like nothing makes any sense. I did kind of, for comedic value, like Bane, the way he talked. At first, the first time I saw it, I didn't know what the fuck he was saying. You know, and then I watched it again just to try and figure it out, and I was like, this is actually pretty funny. Like he came up with that.
But not good funny, though.
I'm like, that's just kind of comical.
Well, it's almost...
Without trying to be funny, it's...
I agree, but it's almost like he's making fun of Sean Connery.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to imitate Sean Connery.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take my Batman shaken, not stirred.
So many bad things in that.
Yes.
Like, how did Bruce Wayne not know that the fucking bad guys are building a base under his building? how did he get back from Antarctica? And how did he get out of the hole? You know, like, did he have a passport shoved up his ass? Like, how did he get home?
He's Bruce Wayne.
I'm Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
And they're like, we don't.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how do you have cops that are perfectly clean after they spent 3 months in a sewer?
Yeah.
Well shaven.
Yeah.
They handed them all Bic razors while they were down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they came out and they pressed their suits all before they came out? And we're going to bomb your city. Eventually. We're just going to drive around in a car and there's a bomb there, but continue on with the rest of your lives.
Yeah. So
it's awful.
That's my top pick.
Yeah. Okay.
And then my next one is very close, but you go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm going to do a good one. Hold on, I'm going to do two because we talked about this the last episode. One of the good ones is Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Fantastic. I agree.
We can leave it at that. Because we talked about that before. In the same universe, I will say that Thor Ragnarok is by far the best of the 4 films, and it's the 3rd movie.
All right.
I will watch that over and over and over again. It's one of the Marvel movies I never get tired of putting on, and it's one of those ones I can just kind of put on and just leave it on and like fart around the house.
I definitely know which 4th movie I would choose.
Thor, Love and Blunder. Love and Lumber.
That was awful.
Blood and Lumber. I'm just going to keep coming up with titles for it.
Love and Blunders.
Yeah. It's not great.
It's awful.
I don't hate it, but like
it's just dumb.
Like I had it on the other day, and I was like, "Yeah,
it's just dumb."
I would have rather seen a whole movie with Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna I know we got Guardians 3, but like if I would have rather seen their space adventures as Guardians of the Galaxy, like they joked about. You can be Rocket Raccoon all day.
When Love and Thunder came out, it was like, and people saw it, they're like, "What did you like about it?" Oh, there was these goats. They were great.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Really?
That's what you liked.
It's a movie about a god, and you like goats.
Yeah.
Scream. Okay. That's all you got to say.
And you kind of went like with Thor and Zeus. Spoiler alert. Just saying it. Thor's just gonna kill not Hercules, Zeus.
Yeah.
And kind of turned him into a bad guy.
Yeah.
You didn't have to kill the fucking guy.
Right.
For a cheap looking toy too, because that looked like shit too. You have this badass looking hammer. You have this. What's his axe thing? Is that
Stormbringer?
Stormbringer.
Yeah.
Those look awesome.
Yeah.
Here's a toy that I got from Toys R Us in 1987. It's a big piece of plastic lightning.
Yeah.
Awful.
Terrible.
Awful.
Terrible. All right. I'm gonna go with another really bad third movie. This one actually made me angry. Like, angry. I was fucking pissed. Iron Man 3 can suck my dick.
We talked about this.
So bad. Fuck that movie. I
disagree.
They blew up all those armors for no fucking reason. Okay?
That's dumb. I agree with you on that.
That was really dumb. And the fucking... The best bad guy ever is an actor. Stop.
They made good use of him afterwards, though.
Yeah, but
it was all right. I think it was a good. Everybody expected Mandarin. It was a MacGuffin. That's what it turned into. I didn't see it coming, and most people hated it for it. I thought it was. I don't know. Mandarin's like hard to sell in today because he was sort of established as fitting a lot of stereotypes from the 1970s.
So Iron Man was my favorite. That's my favorite comic book character, and so I read all of the episodes that had Mandarin in them, and I was just like, this guy's fucking crazy.
He's cool,
super cool. And so when I heard that the Mandarin was going to be, I'm like, no way, they're going to fuck this up. Like, how can you do the Mandarin good? And then they got this guy, and he did the Mandarin so fucking good. It was perfect. Like, I saw it, I'm like, oh, great, they didn't fuck it up. This is perfect. And it's like, oh, no, I'm just an actor. That's bullshit. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. This is terrible. Fuck you. And then they blew up all the armors. I'm like, I'm leaving. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually angry when I left the theater. It was stupid.
Here's what I liked about it. I don't disagree. Well, I mean, I like the idea of changing the Mandarin around. I like the fact that they've figured out, they've worked their way out of it, essentially, which they did with Shang-Chi. I like the idea of, I know it's called Iron Man. Okay, let's say this. Maybe it's not a good Iron Man movie, but I think it's a pretty good Tony Stark movie. Tony Stark does a lot of shit not in the armor. And it goes to show you how efficient he is and how smart he is just being Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I also think the airplane sequence was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, that's really hard to beat. I will.
There was good parts.
Yeah.
For sure.
And there was good dialogue, too, because Shane Black wrote that. And that guy usually, well, he also did The Predator, so. But it had that Shane Black dialogue. Like, did you ever see Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? That had
I saw it once, but I don't remember any of it.
It's worth a watch.
I saw it like right when it came out.
It's great dialogue. And he's actually the guy that really kind of put Robert Downey Jr. back on the map because no one would hire him at that point in time. So no one would insure him.
Yeah.
So
he's a bit of a liability.
Yeah, well, back then, for sure. What are we on, good or bad? I can't remember.
I did a bad one. I should have done a good, but I'll do a good next.
All right, so I saw this on a list of good and bad movies, and I was thinking about this, and somebody put, and I want to go, I only put it on the list because I wanted to get your opinion on it, because I know what mine is. So my Rocky 3.
I barely remember it. I haven't watched a fucking Rocky movie in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
You didn't see any of the Creed movies?
No, I didn't watch them.
I'm such a Rocky fan.
Really?
I'll watch them every fucking time. Oh my god, I'll watch them every fucking time it's on.
What?
Every time. Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5. 5 sucks. Fifth movies were not on the list, but Rocky 5 sucks. Rocky 6 is amazing. It's an amazing closing the chapter on the Rocky legacy. And then I was like, okay, I'm good. And then they bring it back in Creed. Also good. Creed 3 is also good.
I can't weigh in on this.
Okay.
I do have a funny Rocky story though.
Shoot.
The year is 1996.
It was a hot August night.
Scott White goes on his first tour with his new band, and his friend Pete Carmichael had previously given him his bass guitar to refinish.
Okay.
So it's disassembled in our warehouse, and we're getting ready to go on tour, and we're loading stuff into the van, and I see Pete's bass there. It was this green bass. I think it was green, and I'm like, I got an idea. So I look around, and there's like a pillowcase or something. I throw it in there, and I throw it in the van. I just stick it in a little compartment of the van. So we're going all the way up the East Coast, from Florida all the way up to New York, and every time we stopped, like it was our first tour, so we'd stop, like, the Pennsylvania sign. It's like I'd go and I'd hold the bass up in front of the sign, and we'd take a picture with Polaroids. I had a Polaroid camera. For you kids, there's no kids watch this. Anyways, y'all know what a Polaroid is.
No, Polaroid's back out again,
Yeah.
too. So except the pictures come out this big, not like
that's
those.
cute.
Yeah.
And so every state we'd pull over and take a picture of it, with the Polaroid. You just see, like, from my hand up, like holding, and you see the body of this bass guitar. And
How is this going to turn into a Rocky story?
and we went, we're in New York, and we're on the subway. I brought it with, and I set it on the seat with like newspapers and shit over it. It's like,
So this became a character.
yeah, and I wrote, I fell asleep on the subway, and then I had someone hold it in front of the steering wheel on the van, and I took a picture through the windshield, and it's like, the guys let me drive the van, so I wrote all this shit, and we went to where the Rocky statue is.
Okay.
And
Now.
I held it up in front of the fucking Rocky statue. He's like this, and I'm like, I saw the Rocky statue, yay! So I had like a stack of these fucking pictures, and I put them in an envelope and fucking mailed them to Pete. I called him. I'm like, what's your address? He's like, why do you need my address? I go, don't fucking worry about it. What is it? And I sent it to him, and when I got back, I called him. He's like, I almost wrecked my car. I was laughing so hard. Like, he opened it while he was driving. He's got like a slew of pictures of his bass.
That's
like
awesome.
On tour.
That's a great prank to
and
plan
in
somebody.
front of the Rocky statue. So
I kind of did the same. I had a Max Rebo. Remember Max?
Yeah.
It was like a stuffed animal kind of thing, and I took him everywhere with me. So and at the time, I had a girlfriend that was a promotional model. So like I was in clubs and like all these like they used to have these big parties for a bartender's weekend down in the Keys. Bartender's weekend.
Yeah.
So I was down there for yeah. And I was down there and Max Rebo there were titties and all kinds of things. Max Rebo had a better weekend than I did. That's for sure. But I have a stack of photos of Max Rebo's experience. I kind of want to do that with the Fig Man from the first. From the last episode. Was that the first episode or the second one?
First.
The recent one.
The recent one. Oh, there's a second one actually.
So yeah, so I know.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh, what the fuck is it?
But,
all right. So we're still on third movies.
Yeah. I think I got. I think it's my turn.
Okay, go. Shoot.
You just did whatever the fuck you just did. I don't even remember.
Just go.
Rocky. That's what you did. What do you think, Jim, about the third Indiana Jones movie? It's the Last Crusade.
Interesting.
Right?
It's
That's the one with Sean Connery.
Yes, it is. If I had to rank the Indiana Jones movies, it would be Raiders, and then it would be Last Crusade, and then it would be Temple. And I think there's another one.
No. No. It's just a trilogy.
Yes. And let me say this too, and I will say this about Indiana Jones movies, and I'm really glad they put them on Disney Plus again because I've been watching them constantly. First of all, Raiders of the Lost Ark is, and I know I'm going off track, but Raiders of the Lost Ark is really one of the greatest movies.
What we do here.
It's yeah. Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And another thing I would say is if you and I were sitting here doing a top 10, which I'd like to do actually,
okay,
I have to remove the original Star Wars trilogy and the original Indiana Jones trilogy from that before I even start my top 10. That's above board for me.
Okay.
That's how much I love Indiana Jones.
That's the high esteem you hold.
Yes.
In. Okay.
So I love The Last Crusade. I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
What a way to end a trilogy is you ride off into the sunset.
Right.
It's
fantastic.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
Yep.
So you go.
There was a tangent I was going to go off on. I forgot. It was the Indiana Jones thing. Oh yeah. There's a popular internet theory. A lot of you may have heard this. I love it. I totally subscribe to this. That the Indiana Jones movies were the fever dreams that Han Solo had while he frozen.
I love it. It's fucking great. That's fucking
It's
great.
the best thing ever.
There's also when I think it was Dark Horse Comics was doing the Indiana Jones comics, at some point, Indiana Jones is at an archaeological dig and finds the bones of Han Solo. On Earth. So at some point, Solo made it to Earth.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
I totally subscribe to that.
Yeah, you're frozen in carbonite.
Fever Dream.
Fever dreams.
We should start a band called Carbonite Fever Dream.
CFD.
I
like it.
That's fantastic. I'm writing that down. Just I'm going to use it on something. Absolutely. So you love it too, then, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's good shit.
It is good shit. And I never get tired of watching those movies. Never get tired of watching them.
That was fun.
Bad. Blade 3.
Yeah.
It should have been good, and it started off good because the way it started off was it was made to look like a 70s blaxploitation film. I should probably stop putting this pen in front of my fucking face. They had like all like the moving like panels and shit, and like the music and the action and the way it started, and you had Ryan Reynolds in it, and he had great dialogue. Actually, I have a
but it had Jessica Biel in it. She's so hot. I have such a boner for her.
No, I do too. There's so many things that should have been right about that movie.
Great actors, I mean, I'm not great, like, on an actor scale, but
fun actors.
Fun actors.
You had Chris Christopherson in the fucking thing and you wasted him. You fucking killed him in the first one. You brought him back. You don't do that to Chris Christopherson. He's awesome.
Right.
Who doesn't want to
He's
drink
a
a beer
legend.
with Chris Christopherson?
Right.
He'd tell you to go fuck yourself and punch you in the face and then hug you later. He's like, "Here's your beer back." That's the guy I want to party with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Whistler.
And I also subscribe to.
I agree. It was.
It's a fucked up movie.
It was the worst
Edited terribly too.
It was the worst of them. Edited terribly. Should have been better, but on all merits. That like all the players involved could have done a better movie. I solely blame it on the writers.
I solely blame it on Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
The backstory behind that but he is absolutely the reason that movie is.
Yeah.
Because he's a method actor, right?
Right.
And he hated the director. Because he felt like Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel were overtaking him.
Upstage him.
Yes. And you should subscribe to the theory that I believe that Hannibal King, which is Ryan Reynolds' character, is actually Wade Wilson under an assumed alias before he went through the transformation. Oh. I made that up.
Ah.
I'm sure somebody else on the internet did too, but fuck you. I'm saying it right here, right now. Because it totally is. And he called Parker Posey a thunder cunt. I mean, we all win.
Someone needs to like. It would be funny if someone like did like a supercut of like Blade with Deadpool, like traded off scenes, you know, and then there's a fight, you know.
Probably make Blade 3 better.
It would be cool as fuck.
But so because
it's all Marvel.
Because it's true. But because Wesley Snipes hated the director so much, there was no communication between him and the director. In fact, he just smoked weed in his trailer the whole time until he was needed on set.
Yeah.
And half the time, it was another actor for, like, back shots and shit. And if he had something to say to the director, he would write it in Post-it notes and he would sign it Blade. Look up Patton Oswalt on YouTube. He tells the story. He tells the whole story. However, I will say this. Blade 3 stunk. But if you listen to the director's commentary, because I still have DVDs, the director's comedy is David Goyer, who's the director. I'm pretty sure Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds.
Did I mention Jessica Biel is super hot?
She's hot.
Oh my god.
And it's great. And Ryan Reynolds is fucking hysterical the whole time.
I'll bet.
I mean, and they're like going on about. I mean, he is funny, and he's great. He's a great improvisational comic. But there's one. I need to listen to it again. But there's one thing where he's talking. Remember Triple H, the wrestler, is in the movie, and he's got the poodle that he's like loving, and he's like, he goes that. Ryan Reynolds like that poodle or whatever Pomeranian, whatever the fuck the dog is. He's like that Pomeranian's farting right now. He's like all that dog did was fart. All that dog did was fart. And he's like poor Triple H is on there. And then like he pipes up and he's like Triple H poops bigger than that dog. And this shit just goes on and on for like an hour and a half of Ryan Reynolds just like it's a gem. It's a lost gem. It's a lost gem. I own it. I'll loan it to you.
All right, cool. I didn't watch that last movie you let me borrow yet. I'm sorry. I'm terrible about that. All right, just so you know. Funny thing. This is not about a third thing. This is about a first thing.
Okay.
I just saw this Predator, the movie Predator. Sonny Landham. They had a bodyguard on set that followed Sonny Landham around. You know,
who's Sonny Landham?
The Indian guy.
Oh, the nut job that he had to have. He had to have bodyguards follow him around
so that he wouldn't beat people up.
Yes, that's right.
Because he's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a really juicy bit of behind the scenes info. That's pretty cool. Like, you got a crazy motherfucker to play a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, and he didn't get much work after that too, because nobody trusted to work with him because he was unhinged. I mean, the character he played was who he is in real life.
That's also I tattoo a former WWE wrestler, and
are you allowed to say?
I shouldn't.
Okay. Fair enough.
But the guy that was in Fury Road, the big guy had the fucking oxygen thing, the big shaved-headed guy.
He was Morton Joe's son, right?
Yes.
Wasn't he? He's one of his sons.
Yes, he was a former wrestler. He was a pro wrestler for a while, but he was like had a bad temper. Basically, he was kind of crazy.
Okay.
Like, this guy's kind of unhinged, and he would just beat people up and shit, and they fucking had to let him go. And
we're sorry, you have to go.
Because the guy that I know, he's like, I had Fury Road on one day at the tattoo shop, and he's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's like, you don't want to fuck with that guy.
Really?
Like, really? That's what I did. I'm like, really? Tell me more.
You never know how like just some random shit is just going to like lay itself out before you.
Yeah, I'm like, huh, good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But that dude did come out to Wasteland Weekend one year, and
wait, the guy in Fury Road?
Yeah,
or the, rest
the guy in Fury Road.
Okay.
That was in the movie, and
Did he say I'm here to
and he
beat
was
people
super
up?
cool. He didn't
Really?
he didn't beat anybody up or anything.
Okay.
So
Well, maybe he got some pills.
yeah, maybe he's got his shit together. I don't know. Good for you, buddy.
It does happen. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, we're rooting for you.
We also want a sequel. We want Mad Max sequel. We're not Furiosa. Mad Max.
Not Madam X.
Not Mad.
That's a different kind of movie.
I don't know what he's talking.
Third movies. Now, I don't really watch a lot of horror movies.
Okay.
I used to watch more. I don't know why I don't really watch them anymore.
And you seem like all of the things that you like. It seems like that should be just part of that circle.
Yeah. Well, I feel like horror movies have, for a while, just kind of went away. They just got shitty. They're all just jump scares. I feel now they're coming back, and they're actually getting good again.
Like you've seen shit like Hereditary.
There's like a resurgence of good horror movies, and not just fucking
brain dead,
not just Scream movies and that kind of shit. But Hellraiser 3 was not as good as the other two, but I still liked it. It was still a good movie. It had some new characters in it. I like that, and the
new Cenobites too, right?
Yeah, and the Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
Great. It's fantastic.
Oh shit.
It's as good as the first two. I think the first one's the best one, always, hands down. But it's every bit as good, if not better, than the second one. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's if I ranked. Okay, so here's the thing. For the most part, the last horror movie to actually scare me was Nightmare 1.
Yeah.
And then Nightmare 2 happened, and that movie has its own story in and of itself, which is a lot of fun, actually. And then Dream Warriors came out, and that's when, like...
Fucking great soundtrack.
It's the only Dawkins song I like. I've said it on here already before.
Dream Warriors.
But, ain't gonna dream no more. All right, so there was a time when Dream Warriors came out, and I think that was when we all HBO'd up on Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, it was on all.
And that's something we should talk
all
about
the fucking time.
Yes, and so like we were ready for Dream Warriors because then they're like, okay, they're bringing back one of the original members. Yeah. There's a cool song that's going along with it, and Freddy's in it. Everything was present. Like MTV just almost was like a part of like that coming out.
Yeah.
So I just remember and we were all. I guess we were all in high school at that point in time. So it was like Friday night came around. It was like Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. And that movie was just. It looks clearly dated now, but like at the time, it was a very imaginative sort of movie.
Our formative years, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was fucking great. And going back to Hellraiser 3 was great. It had fucking Armored Saint in it. Yeah, remember that?
No,
and the
I
club
don't.
Scene at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, and
God, they were always putting all of our favorite bands,
cool bands in it and shit. And
but
yeah,
it happened.
Had new Cenobites. Had the guy with the CDs in his head. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
that I do remember.
Great characters.
I need to see that.
It was cool. It was cool. I actually saw the last Hellraiser was pretty good. It was not bad.
What number was that? Oh, was that the one with the female one that was on Hulu or
yeah.
Is it worth a watch?
Yeah, it is.
All right, I'll watch it.
It's not. It doesn't compare to the first couple, but it's worth watching.
Is it better than Prey, the new Predator movie? Did you see that?
I did. I
thought that was really good.
I enjoyed it because they did kind of a different take, No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But it's still good, a decent watch. It's still worth checking out for sure.
I want a Predator movie set in the Old West. That's what I'm waiting for next, with a gunfighter. With a fucking gunfighter.
I want a Predator movie set in Shogun times.
Oh, I mean, all of this shit can be done, and that's a great idea as well.
Yeah.
Because I already assumed that my idea was great, so you didn't need to tell me if it was great. I just assumed.
I said to tell you.
That's a great idea.
Thanks, Jim.
No,
It was a great idea.
I know. Stop hurting my feelings.
Dick.
Oh shit! Rise of Skywalker sucked.
Yes.
Do we need to say anything
No.
more than that? And so did Last Jedi. I don't care what all you deep thinkers subverting
All
your.
3 of those were garbage.
No, Force Awakens was great.
No, it wasn't.
It should have been. If the other 2 movies were great, if they open up all those right mystery boxes, it would have been. I think Force Awakens leaves the best taste in people's mouths because the other 2.
I didn't like The Force Awakens when I first saw it.
Really?
I mean, it's the best of the 3.
Oh, by a mile.
Yeah.
By a country mile.
By a whole fucking parsec.
Yeah. Oh,
See what I did there?
yeah. How about that?
Who's nerd
Clever,
now?
isn't he?
Don't get cocky, kid.
I know. Don't get penisy.
Yeah, no, I think they're all trash. And you know what's funny? Like,
But we still get good Star Wars. The Mandalorian's good. Andor was fantastic. Rebels was great. The Clone Wars cartoon was great. There's still good Star Wars out there.
Really good.
Okay, so, here's something I want to talk about. Not the last season of the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The last 4 episodes.
Yeah.
That's some of the best Star Wars that's come out in a million years.
Yes.
I mean, I will put that.
And the last few episodes of Rebels
Yeah.
tie all kinds of shit together, you know?
But I love that they, with the last 4 of the Clone Wars, how it is so immersed in Revenge of the Sith. And better. And do you know that fight between Ahsoka and Darth Maul is that the person who was Ahsoka was a stunt woman, and it's legitimately Ray Park, who plays Darth Maul, fighting her, and then they animated it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you watch
That's
that fight between the
amazing.
2 of them, like where they're balancing
Uh-huh.
on the beams and shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, that's Ray Park.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool.
I should
Thanks,
spend more time reading the Bible or something.
It's much bullshit.
Reading about Darth Maul is
Way cooler.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I also just read that what's his name? The guy that plays Boba Fett.
Tamora Morrison.
Yes, he's going to play Commander Cody in the Ahsoka series.
Yes, or Rex. Is it Rex?
Commander Cody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either one doesn't.
Either one.
Well, they're both
They're
clones.
clones.
You can play all of them.
Play all of them.
He did. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
so
down with that. I
I'm
can't
like,
wait for Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, I'm really excited for. Yeah, so.
Don't you think it's funny that some of the, we just mentioned like the best Star Wars, and I will factor in the Clone Wars and Rebels, and now we're moving towards where we're going to have an actual movie based on 2 parts of the best Star Wars, and then they'll be incorporating the Mandalorian and Ahsoka, because Ahsoka is a continuation of Rebels.
Yeah.
She's going to be in search of Ezra Miller,
Yeah, it's,
who's the missing Jedi.
all of the people from Rebels are
Like all of
gonna
the
be in it.
cartoons are going to come together, and they're going to be in.
But all the characters from Rebels are going to be in it.
yeah,
Like we've already seen Chopper in
Rogue One.
Rogue One,
Yeah.
and we saw what's the fucking big guy? I forget his name.
Zeb.
Zeb. We saw Zeb.
Yep.
And then in the
Well, Hera's been
Ahsoka
cast.
trailer, we see Hera
Yep.
in there and Sabine.
Yep.
So it's like we're gonna see Ezra eventually. Absolutely.
Well,
Like,
he
she's-
has to. I mean,
she's gonna go find Ezra. I
yeah,
guarantee it.
I think that's her whole goal. Is
Yeah.
like she wants to find Thrawn to find Ezra.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. So the idea of the movie coming out, which is supposed to be the combination of like Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and then obviously all the cartoons coming together in one movie. They're calling it at least that's what I heard internet wise. Could all be bullshit, but I don't think it is.
Nothing's
is that
real.
the movie is
Sorry.
is that it's going to be called Heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about this.
You read the book.
Yes.
I read the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely think that and if it's going to have Thrawn in it, I definitely think that you'd have to massage it a little bit. But you
Yeah.
could literally tell that story without Luke, Han, and all that. Like you could bring in Talon Card, you could bring in Mara Jade.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to play around with it a little bit, but like you just okay. So who's our Luke on this? It's Ezra,
Yeah.
right? And
But I mean, if they're gonna bring in Mara Jade, then they have to have a lot more Luke. You know, and I know Disney doesn't.
But you could move
really
it
care for
around
the
that
older characters,
that the Emperor knew that there was this other Jedi that was out there, so it was Mara Jade's job to kill Ezra
story.
instead of like you can still tell
Sure.
that story.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. Cool. And with what they've done with Luke already, I think that it's very possible that Luke, probably not Han and Leia, but like Luke could definitely be very much a part of. Oh, yeah. I mean, he already is a part of this Mandalorian thing where you have Boba Fett, and I don't know. I guess Boba Fett could be the Han Solo character of it.
I guess. Yeah.
I feel like
if they make him more interesting, if they let him be what he is, not some safe fucking bullshit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I agree. It's funny, I was listening to another podcast and they were saying the same thing. They're like, you know what, they're going to give it another second season, they're like, you could just, that season could still exist and he can still be the bad motherfucker that we all expect him to be. I already said what everything could be forgiven with that pan the shot back or pull the shot back.
You know what they need to do with the next episode of Boba Fett, like when the new series comes out? All their plans just need to totally go to shit, and he's just got to fucking kick ass. You know?
Oh, he's like everything's taken away from him, and
he's like, okay, there's no fucking diplomacy. All right, I'm gonna fucking show you how to do it.
Yes, yeah, I'm all for this.
That would be great.
Let me call my buddies up. Hey, Bosk, you doing anything?
Yeah.
Okay, do me a bit. I'm so glad you did that. And I have to tell you, it's been lost over time, and it's too bad, but my buddy Joe and I were hanging out. It's one of those nights where he like crashed in my house because we got hammered and whatever. And we had like all these fucking toys. I was like, let's make a toy movie. This is before cell phones. Like I had a video camera. So we started making this thing, but the opening scene was the Pulp Fiction scene between Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta, where they're talking about like not eating swine and then going back and forth, and I'm gonna walk the world like Kane. And I bought Boba Fett, and this was my Boba Fett voice, because that's what he originally sounded like anyway. And I had Joe be Bosk doing just that.
That's great.
But
you couldn't keep a straight face.
No. I mean, so I told you, I said the only word I want you to say in English is mayonnaise. So it would be like, mayonnaise. And he got to a point where he was going at it so hard that his face was beet red, and he started coughing, which added to his language. We end the scene with my Boba Fett going, and I could barely keep it together. I go, Jesus Christ, are you okay?
I would love to see
Oh, God.
Jesus.
I wish we could find it. We cannot find it. And there were copies of it that I made. And when I got a job in news, I took it and I converted it to digital video cassette, and I added sound effects to it, and I trimmed it down. It's a masterpiece, dude. It's also probably the most offensive thing that people would see today. Like if I put it up on YouTube, I would be strung up, tarred and feathered.
It's great.
It was, but we had some. Oh God, if we had blood scenes, we had guys like walk into clubs. Which I mean, you can't do this because like think about that. You can't walk into a club. Yeah. But I mean, it was done. The club's name was Club Baby Seals.
It's amazing.
I know.
That's so good.
But we had I can't remember which character came in, had machine guns, just open fire. I mean, we were the bad guys, so they were chasing. Oh, we weren't the bad guys. We were the good guys, but we were still bad guys because we ripped somebody off. So somebody came in. It was like a mob hit. It was a mob hit.
Right.
So somebody came in and started doing it. So I added the machine gun sounds and shit. So when somebody got killed, you see a ketchup bottle come down from the sky and just pour all over the action figure.
That's great.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's called a Toys Angst.
God damn it, Jim.
I know. Believe me, I have friends that are like, I cannot believe. I quote that movie almost every single day too. So many quotable lines. And we made it over the course of like a rainy weekend where we were just like, all right, let's do this. Let's get some beers. All right, let's finish this. And I was like, holy shit, we made a fucking movie, and it was fucking hilarious. We were ahead of Robot Chicken. Although we weren't doing anything, like literally, you'd see our fingers like walking people, but that's added to the charm.
Yeah.
And ketchup bottles coming from the sky.
That's funny.
Oh, I put my dog in it too. Gypsy, my Dalmatian, she was Dogzilla. She ate somebody because I tied a milk bone to the action figure.
Oh my god. That's great. That's fucking
I'm so
great.
glad I got to talk about that. At least that will live on forever.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
So what's next on your shit list?
Oh God, my shit list. Did you see Ant-Man 3 yet?
No.
What do you feel about RoboCop 3?
Garbage.
Same. I don't have much to say about it other than it was just shit.
RoboCop 1 is one
Classic.
of my top movies ever.
Yeah.
Like, just everything about it is fantastic. RoboCop 2 was like, there was some cool
It's okay.
stuff. RoboCop 3 was total shit.
Yeah. Well, and you didn't have Peter Weller anymore either.
Yeah.
How do you feel about X-Men 3: The Last Stand?
They're all the same to me. Like, they're kind of all blurred together.
I kind of think there was good elements to it. Like Kelsey Grammer as the Beast, perfect casting. Who would have thought that would have been perfect casting?
He was very good.
But the fact that they had tried to make an attempt at the Dark Phoenix trilogy was a huge mistake. And you kill why do they hate Cyclops so much? I fucking love Cyclops. Why do they hate him so much?
Yeah.
You kind of used him in the first one as a foil for Wolverine.
Yeah.
The second one, he's in the beginning and he's in the end.
Yeah.
He doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the fucking X-Men. And the third one, you kill him in the first 5 minutes. Why do you hate him? I even like the actor that plays him.
They got a problem.
Well, they got a problem with the Hulk too, so let's have him start kicking ass again.
How many Hulk movies have there been? Like,
2. Actual 2.
2 actual.
The one with Eric Bana, the one with Edward Norton,
Yeah.
and then Mark Ruffalo replaced him. The whole reason they haven't
But
made
Mark Ruffalo there was no standalone.
no,
Right.
and there won't be until Marvel gets the full rights back to it again.
Right.
So
Well,
they can have him in Marvel movies.
Are they gonna have Harrison Ford as Red Hulk?
We'll see. He's gonna be the president. I don't see how the president of the United States can be a Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be right back.
Excuse me, I have indigestion.
President's in the bathroom again. Should we go in and check on him? He's
Oh my God! There's an attack from a Red Hulk.
He's been gone for 36 hours, and there's a Red Hulk on the White House lawn. I love the idea.
Like when Superman would Clark Kent would
Yeah.
be there, and he's like, oh, there's some shit happening. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how come Superman been like, I got Crohn's disease. I gotta go. I gotta go. My apologies to people with Crohn's disease. But like, oh, stomach. Like, if you use that as an excuse or some sort of stomach issue, if somebody's gonna go take a shit, just leave people alone.
Yeah.
That should have been Superman's excuse. and President Red Hulk, if that's the case.
President Red Hulk. We'll see.
What do you think of Harrison Ford taking over for William Hurt?
I think it's fine. He's good at those kind of roles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but he's done a lot of like presidents and.
Well, he's always playing a grumpy guy now.
Well, that's because that's what he is.
Oh, that's true.
They're like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Except this time
I guess so.
Listen, kid. It's not that kind of movie.
Grumpy fucker. I wonder who's grumpier, him or Clint Eastwood?
Oh, good call.
Like a grump off. What do you think? Post in the comments below.
Yes.
Who's grumpier, Clint Eastwood or Harrison Ford?
We're going to spend an entire episode next time talking about. No, we're not.
Yes,
Just kidding.
because no one's going to type anything.
Somebody might someday. This is a good podcast, God damn it. Anyway.
If you're grumpy and you know it, clap your hands.
I know, should have gone.
That's great. What do you think?
Logan. How do you feel about Logan and the Wolverine trilogy?
I liked it.
I think it's a pretty fucking
liked it.
perfect movie.
It was really different. It's like it's pretty bold that they did that, honestly. Like, they really took a chance.
Yeah, but I also think it's more, I think what makes, okay, so we all know that Wolverine, or X-Men Origins Wolverine is fucking terrible.
Yes.
With the Roger Rabbit claws that come out of his hand.
Rabbit claws?
Watch it again.
Okay.
And they ruin Ryan Reynolds. Although, here's the thing, okay.
Well, the great thing is the end of I think it was the last Deadpool movie, where the second one,
Yeah.
and he just, at the very end, he just goes through and corrects everything
Yeah.
from every time there was a Deadpool anything that was fucked up, he fixed it. I'm like, that was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
Who the fuck is calling me?
Where's that from?
I can't even say that. What is that?
Alta Gracia Flippa?
Fuck you, Alta Gracia
I almost
Flippa.
think you should answer it. Well, 407 is Orlando, isn't it?
I'm not answering that shit. Fuck them.
All right.
Sorry.
Uh,
I couldn't even pronounce that.
no, I couldn't either.
Deadpool.
I never even heard of it. Well, Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Okay, so here's the other thing too about like Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine. First 45 minutes are pretty good. Like I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
Like I liked Liev Schreiber. I like Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool as we should all see Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to a scene, and then they start putting the adamantium on his bones, and Stryker is like,
Was that the one where he was actually Weapon X?
yes,
Yes.
where he's underwater. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
going
yeah,
all the
yeah.
shit. It comes out and he looks fucking badass. He's all
Yeah,
jacked and shit.
the head thing.
I don't think the head thing came until later. I don't think he was wearing the headpiece in that.
With all
I
the
think that
tubes
was
and shit.
yeah, that was he had a cameo in
That's right.
Apocalypse. I think it was. I don't know. Anyway,
I like that.
Anyway,
That's cool.
he comes out, and then his claws come out. This is Origins Wolverine. And then Stryker's like, come on, buddy, come on, buddy, come on, buddy. And then the claws come out, and he goes, kill him! And that movie is literally like, I can't believe it's this. And then it went... and then everything was wrong.
It's just total.
Everything was wrong. Anyway,
shit.
what I'm saying is, one of the things I thought was great about Logan was that it was less about a superhero movie and more about like getting older,
Yes.
being with your family getting older,
Yep.
like understanding the everyone's level of mortality and coming to terms with that and being sick and all that other kind of stuff under the guise of being mutants.
Yeah.
I just thought there was a lot of heart to it.
Yeah. No,
I thought it was really well done.
I think out of that whole series, I think the writing in that was probably the best.
Yes.
Because it wasn't so fantastical. I mean,
It was really grounded. It's
Yeah.
a really grounded
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. No,
And it was still cool because they still did like kind of future shit where they had like the trucks that were on the road were just manned by robots.
Yeah,
or the trucks themselves were robots and things like that.
yeah.
I mean, they made a really dumb move, but when they were like, hey, let's spend the night with this family. I get it.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense because he's like, Logan, this is what family is. This is what it's like to have like a normal life. Oh, sorry, we got them all killed. All of them.
Oh.
Like even the little kids.
Yeah. Speaking of machines.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Terminator 3.
I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't put that down on my list.
What do you think about that? I personally am not a fan.
Okay. I'm
first
probably
one-
going to blow your mind.
First one's fantastic. Second one's fantastic. Third one is like, it's good. It's not bad, but it's not as good.
I
So,
almost wrote this down. Shit, I'm
it's-
so glad you brought this
It's
up.
not a movie I hate, but it's not a movie I'll be like, oh yeah, let's watch that.
Right.
You know.
All right, so I think this goes without saying that T1 and T2, if you don't watch any other ones, it's a perfect what biology.
Yes. Sure.
I never. What do they call a 2-movie run?
Yeah.
I actually like biology.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds very,
actually,
very official.
it sounds like I'm almost smart.
Yeah. It could be like a ward category.
Yeah. Okay, so Terminator 3. It's I like it. I don't love it. But it's like
It was the decline. It's
wait,
not the bottom.
I'm going to make this worse for you.
Not the bottom,
No, it is not.
but it was the beginning of a decline.
But it's like everything after Aliens.
Right.
Okay, so that movie is very. When did that movie come out? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It feels very much like a sequel that they made for its time, like whatever period of time it was, like late 90s, early 2000s. It felt like that sort of like pop shine that it had.
Yeah. So
It doesn't. I mean,
If
it
you
has
watch
a.
it now, it's dated and
Yeah.
doesn't resonate.
it's silly in some points where I don't think. Well, I mean, T2 had some silly shit too, but it all sort of like fit. But T1 and T2 feel timeless to me, and T3 feels like a product of it. Like Point Break feels like a '90s movie. You know what I mean? Even though it's awesome,
Right.
It feels like a '90s movie. And they use time travel as an excuse to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And so they're not really following like the rules. They're just like, oh, Judgment Day is this day now, not that day now. So now we're in like one alternative timeline after another after another. I think Claire Danes is a good actress. I think Nick Stahl, I think that actor's name is a terrific actress. Claire Danes always seems unlikable to me, and Nick Stahl can't get hired anymore, unfortunately. So there's good moments in it. Is it great? No, but I will tell you this: there's other Terminator movies that I like better.
I didn't like the actual Terminator, and movies about a Terminator. You know, and it's like, if you can look like a human, just change however willy nilly you want.
Yeah.
Like that's not cool.
They swung
the movies. All the movies after it were garbage.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on there. A little bit. I will say for Terminator 3, they swung for the fences at the end. They just nuked everything.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool that they actually went that like to that level. It was like they brought John Connor exactly where he needed to be in order to start the revolution, the humans taking Earth back. I liked is For Salvation with Christian Bale.
Yes.
I liked it. I think that should have been T3. I think if you were gonna tell that story, the only thing that you could do to bring it back is to tell Connor getting Kyle Reese into the time machine and the adventure of getting there. Like we all know he's gonna get there, but like a whole world full of Terminators just blowing shit up.
Yeah.
I also thought that it was cool that it was set mostly during the daytime. They never got cheap on that sort of thing.
Yeah, they didn't hide it all in darkness.
You didn't like it?
It was okay. I mean, I didn't dislike any of them.
That would be my third favorite.
Because I fucking love the whole idea of the Terminator, everything. I love the whole idea of it. So if I get any of it, I'm pretty happy with it.
Right.
You know, but as a whole, I was like, with number 3, I was a little let down. I don't think it was the worst of the series.
It's just silly.
But of the trilogy, if we're going with 3,
right? Yeah,
it's definitely not the best one. And I want to give a shout out to Bill Paxton, who is the only person who's been in the Terminator and Predator and Alien movies. R.I.P.
Bill P.
He was the fucking man.
He was the man.
He's a fucking man.
Game over.
Yeah.
Let's put her in charge.
This is fucking great.
We're some real pretty shit now, man. Who says pretty shit? That should be a thing people should say all the time.
Pretty shit. He was so good.
He was so good.
Chet, Weird Science.
Oh yeah,
come on, so good. I love that.
Sorry,
movie.
being an asshole.
I fucking love that movie.
That's great. It's so great. Favorites. I just brought that up recently too because somebody had changed their like their Siri to like a pretty English voice, and I was like, why? I'm like, why is this voice doing something for me? And I was like, oh, it sounds like Kelly LeBrock. Because you see that picture of her like in that half shirt and her panties and shit like that, where she's like leaning up against the door. Oh, man, come on, hot so stuff.
Where are the white women at? Let me drive. Chet, Wyatt, fucking.
For Christ's sakes, cover yourself!
Robert Downey Jr.'s in that movie.
Oh, that's right.
That movie's gold, man.
Gold. Who'd have think Iron Man would be in a silly John Hughes movie?
Oh, it was so good.
That movie is great.
Yep, that's in my top movies probably.
Weird Science?
Oh yeah, love it.
Like, would you categorize that under comedies, or would you categorize that? Okay, yeah, we got to do a top 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we could do comedies and just favorite movies.
Like a desert island list. Like you only get to bring 10 movies with you.
I don't want to restrict it. I want to do like if we're gonna do like another top 10, like top 10 favorite movies.
Like I wouldn't do a top.
But you could do comedy separate.
I wouldn't pick top 10 comedies or 10 sci-fis or 10. Like it's a
just
lot.
top 10.
Top 3.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Maybe,
I'm
something
down with
like
that. I would have an easier time with comedies because I'm really fussy about like comedies that like really like. And it's funny because two of the comedies that are on my list are kind of sequels to each other.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that.
Yes. Yes, indeed, we will.
Yes. You got any others?
We will.
Shit. What are you doing?
You see Beverly Hills Cop 3? It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
And it's got George Lucas in it as a cameo. Isn't that fucking strange? What the fuck is... Hey, George, you doing anything? You want to yell at Axel Foley about not being able to ride the Ferris wheel? That's George Lucas's...
I don't even remember that.
I don't know why I remember that.
Why do you remember that?
Because it's good comedy.
No. No, it's not.
It's not? You're laughing.
Laughing at you.
Yeah, whatever. Shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm here. What I got here? Return of the Jedi. Let's talk about third movies.
We should.
Let's talk about the king of third movies. Right.
We should talk about it. My favorite is Empire.
It's
most arguably most people's. Yeah. Not even arguably.
I'm gonna hot take this.
It's most people's
Return of the Jedi.
favorite.
Is mine.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because it's the Super Bowl of the greatest space football game of all time.
I don't know anything about sports, so
You know enough that the Super Bowl exists.
that's a big one.
See?
Santa thinks
He knows things.
they have halftime.
With shitty bands that play on
Oh
there.
yeah. They got a funny shaped ball. It's shaped like a turd. You know, turds are shaped like that, right? So your asshole doesn't slam shut.
Notice my odd blinking right now. It's just...
Carry on.
Carry on.
Nothing to see here.
But still, okay, yes, I understand that Empire is usually everyone's favorite when they talk about the OT. Yeah. But we will, again, I said earlier, if I'm going to give you a top 10 movie list, I have to take Star Wars off the board because all three of those movies
They're all fantastic.
Yes.
They're gold.
And everyone could complain about Ewoks. Go fuck yourself. Go
Ewoks
fuck
are
yourself.
savage.
Yeah. Wasn't that you that told me, like, in the book, they were, like, rats, basically? Like, they were these, like, savage rats. Yeah. Like, they're in the Return of the Jedi novelization.
Yeah,
that was you, wasn't
savage,
it?
dude.
Yeah.
Like,
they are in the movies, even though they're cute. They're fucking slamming people's heads together with giant logs and shit. I don't know why people come down on that. They're like, it's a money-making blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that'll rip your fucking head off. Or beat your head in with a rock.
Or two logs.
Yeah. I mean, and the first act with everything with Jabba the Hutt is amazing.
Yeah.
The second act.
We get to see Princess Leia in a metal bikini. She's
and
skinny.
that
so
if you're a Generation Xer, that is
you jerked off to
when
that.
I was gonna say that's the moment when puberty kicked in for you.
Exactly.
That's when you go.
You're so subtle with
something goes. All right. Well, okay. Here, I won't be. I'll be crotchy about it.
Yeah.
Something was happening here.
Yeah.
Here. There's no subtlety.
In the crotchal region.
In the crotchal region. I need some cream. Not because I've an STD. I'm not drunk.
But there is so much good shit in Return of the Jedi. I mean, everything was good in it. But
did you see it in the movie theater?
I did. I've seen them all in the movie theater.
So it just obviously it came up on my Facebook. All of them in the theater. So did I. I think we were required to though.
Yes.
It was like getting a penicillin shot. But me and my best friend in New Jersey, we were the first of our school. Like we had paper routes and we had money and we had parents that dropped us off. Like we saw Return of the Jedi on opening night.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, and I'm getting ahead of this because it's another thing I'd like to talk about, like the best movie theater experiences. I need to write that down.
I'm a movie theater fucking geek.
Yes,
right?
yes. But I'm talking about not the best movie you ever saw, but your best movie theater experience, that you remember.
That's rough.
Well, I'm going to get ahead of this. That's why it's cool. It's fun to think about.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun to talk about.
But I will say that when we saw Return of the Jedi, spoiler alert, I'm kidding. Well, not, but yeah, is that when Darth Vader is redeemed and he throws the Emperor down the shaft, I will tell you, with all honesty and distinct clarity, everyone in the theater stood up like it was a fucking Kiss concert. I shit you not.
Really?
Everyone got up,
Wow.
hands in the air, and cheered. Like, that was my movie theater experience.
No shit.
That, like,
Okay.
that was, like, mind-blowing to us because we did it. Like, we just did it, like, in our brains. Like as two kids. Because
I think that really adds to your experience, your
100%.
your appreciation for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a childhood fond memory, but here's the thing: you're in a theater full of people that sold the theater out, and every kid and adult, mom, dad, brother, sister, are literally got up to cheer. That's huge.
Amazing. That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't, unless you put Endgame in that, and then somehow.
Yeah.
But that's another one. It's just sort of like, wow, that never happens in a movie theater where people like get up and cheer.
Yeah, I mean, people. I've been in movies where people have clapped at the end, and I'm like, it's not a live action thing, right?
And it's usually like golf clap, like
yeah, that's good.
No, people were out of their fucking mind.
That's great.
You don't remember that? Did that not happen at your theater?
That didn't happen at my theater. I mean, I believe there was applause and shit, but the whole theater didn't clap or anything.
Yeah, it did at mine. But I'm from New Jersey, so maybe it was just a little.
They get a little excited there.
Maybe.
Look, I made a thing.
You did? What?
No, I didn't really make it. I just unfolded it.
Transformers. I will put Return of the Jedi at the top of my list for that. And for the worst, it's Aliens. I already said it.
For the what?
Like, Return of the Jedi is my favorite third movie.
Oh. Okay. Fine.
And Alien 3 is my worst.
That was bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That makes me so mad. So mad. How do you make a movie, like, what do you, like, I know we want to talk about this later, and we can, it's fine. We'll do what we want.
That's right.
Like, where do you feel, like, where are you, okay, so, like.
Oh, I got one for you.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, where do you feel, where do you, if you had Alien and Aliens, what are you going with first?
Aliens.
Me too.
The second one.
Me too.
It's just, like, Alien was a horror movie in space.
Correct.
Aliens was a sci-fi movie, sci-fi action movie.
Yes.
And it was just so much more. And it had Bill Paxton.
Why don't you put him in charge?
We're some pretty shit right now.
I'm trying to think of one of his other lines. Yeah, I know I'm missing something here. Anyway.
Oh, there's so many.
I mean, that guy chewed up every scene he was in. So
yeah, no, definitely Aliens was my favorite.
Aliens still had some scary moments in it too. That's what also made it great. Was there's suspense and
when you list the tiles and there's like a whole bunch of them
and
crawling upside down. Yeah, no, it was great.
And she got nominated for an Oscar for that too, for Best Actress.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
I think she's been nominated twice. That and Gorillas in the Mist.
So let me ask you something.
Shoot.
Hellboy.
Oh. Good one.
Because
we don't really have a third one though.
Well, there was a third movie.
Right?
It's not a part of a trilogy. It's just a third movie. Terrible.
And I like David Harbour a lot.
Unnecessary, though.
No, give it back to Ron Perlman and make the third fucking movie.
Ron Perlman wanted to do it.
I know, he campaigned for it. And
yeah,
what was it? The Golden Army?
Yes, so good.
It's fucking great.
So good. I have a little Golden Army fucking statue.
Oh, do you?
The Golden Army soldiers.
Yeah.
The glow from inside. Yeah, I have this really cool one. It's at the tattoo shop.
Guillermo del Toro did it great twice. Is that they made Hellboy? Well, he did both, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, but he did Hellboy, and then he did Hellboy 2, and then he made it better. And then, if you go back to the Blade movies, he didn't direct the first Blade movie, but he directed the second Blade movie, which is by far the best of the three. Well, you know where we feel on the third one.
Yes.
So, but
yeah, I thought personally that switching up who Hellboy was A, unnecessary,
mm-hmm.
B, not fucking cool, because Ron Perlman really wanted to do a third one.
Yeah.
And it's like there's just the whole. It's like, well, let's just start over. We'll just redo a thing, and it just like starts in just abruptly.
Yes.
You know, it was a whole pile of shit.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I know. I just don't. I don't get the logic, but I don't sit at boardroom meetings and shareholder meetings for movie companies where they're like, okay, well, so Hellboy 2 didn't make as much money as the first one, so we're not going to make a third one. All right, but we're going to make another one with a different actor because we're not going to finish out this trilogy that I'm sure even if he didn't, Guillermo del Toro didn't direct it, he would have produced it, and I'm pretty sure he had something
he was into
to finish because
he
said he definitely said that Hellboy was going to die. It was his destiny to die
right
at the end of the third one. So there would have been some
It
emotional.
needed to be wrapped up, not just kind of ended and then another story happened.
Yeah,
you know. It was,
and now I hear they're supposed to make another one with not out David Harbour. Like, why are they doing why are they treating this like movies that the WWE makes?
they're just jerking off in the sink, aren't they?
Yes.
On that note, you gonna end this shit?
Sure. Next week we don't know what we're talking about, but
No,
we're gonna
fucking
talk about
clue.
some shit. Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. I think
Yeah,
that's
I gotta go watch it.
Yeah,
I was gonna go watch it today, but I worked in my shop today. Maybe I'll see it tonight.
Oh, maybe I'll go see it tomorrow.
It's Monday, so I can go and there won't be like
You've heard
a
what
theater full of children. I don't like children really.
Me either.
They're nice if they're somebody else's and they're not around me. I saw a funny meme. It's almost. What's it? What's the list you get on when you're sex offender? The sex offender list. That's it.
We're not on it. So
No, we're not on it.
We know.
But it's a funny thing. It says it's almost worth being on the sex offender list, so you don't have to be around children.
That's great.
Like, wow.
That's great.
Yeah, keep kids to yourself.
I'll end the note on this.
I should go see Spider-Man today.
Well, there's that. Yeah, I'll probably go see it tomorrow. And then we talk like all kinds of Spider-Man shit.
Ooh.
I got Spider-Man knowledge for days.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you worked at a comic
worth.
book store.
Well, I have a 17-year collection. I feel like bring
nerd.
some shit in. Totally. Totally. Loud and proud.
Fucking nerd.
Bitches. Hey, I'm a nerd. Been a rock star. I am a rock. We're both rock stars. What's up, bitches?
That's right.
Currently.
Yeah,
And you're watching this.
that's right.
We got rock and roll stories for days.
Fucking dorks.
Anyway, back to Spider-Man. Yeah,
To be continued.
I could probably bring in some pretty classic shit from my collection just to
Yeah.
talk about that kind
I'll
of
have
shit.
to
And then we can talk about the movies.
have to
What do you-
climb up there and show some classic shit that I got
Yeah,
in the
you got some
archive.
Spider-Man shit up there?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, see, we'll nerd out. Rock stars nerd out from time to time. What's up?
All right, maybe episode 4 is Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man centric.
Yeah, I like it.
I did too. So I'm gonna leave. So I'm gonna leave it on this. I walked in. There's a show called The Tudors, and Jonathan Rhys Meyers.
You kind of slurred that.
I did.
That's-
I'm not
that's
drunk. I
right.
promise. I just couldn't get it
Jonathan.
out. He's jerking off in a bowl, and a guy's holding the bowl. Have a good night. Take care, guys.
What's your problem? What's the matter, you? Huh?
What's the matter? Why you don't want to work?
Why you stupid?
You should get some coffee and chill the fuck out.
Okay, it's going.
I don't know where I left off. But this, so when we're watching it here though, it's still on right time, right? So it's not, we're not. Oh wait, you have it going anyway right now.
Not doodly bot.
Oh, I mean that wouldn't bother me, but like
You might give
you get just
might make
distracted
you
if it
feel
was
like you're tripping.
Yeah. Yes.
Am I slow? Am I slow?
Jim, are you in the show? It's fascinating.
Turning to John Cena.
Yeah, you can't see me.
Can't see me.
Got the power. Myself.
Fucking Jim putting gum on my
Yeah,
floor.
exactly. That motherfucker's got no class.
Is he born in a barn?
It's not a disaster. I mean,
It really is.
What you did here is fucking amazing.
But it's really unsafe. I threw a TV off there once.
What?
A 60-inch TV.
Out of anger?
Yeah, out of anger. Loft. Right down to the concrete.
60-inch television?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it fucked up. Started fucking.
You pulled like a rock star thing, like throwing a fucking television out of
Yeah.
a fucking hotel window.
Yeah, just threw it off a loft. You know.
All right.
Sometimes you gotta throw shit.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
fuck this shit.
We're on, by the way.
Oh, good.